Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited because we're going to be playing with makeup, of course, obviously, but I'm super duper stoked for this video because I'm going to be using only drugstore products. Yes, you heard me right. A full face from A to Z of only drugstore products. As you can see, the face that we created, it's sitting, okay? We are giving what needs to be given. So if you are interested in seeing how we created this look, all of my favorite must-have drugstore products, I'm gonna be recommending a lot of good stuff to you guys. If you wanna have options as far as like being on a budget and knowing what good products to pick up at the drugstore that's worth spending your money on, then this video is for you. So if you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy it. And if you're an old subscriber, thanks again for coming back. And let's just go ahead and jump into the video. This is a video that I'm gonna need for all of you guys to share, to like, to thumbs up, because when I tell you I'm putting you guys on, a lot of products that you're gonna see, you've seen probably before, but basically this is gonna be a rundown of my must-have drugstore makeup items. Like, you have to have these. These are the best of the best. I've used these things for years. You can see my brows are already done. I have not concealed them. I just wanted to just jump on here with my brows like this. But as you guys know, this is probably like my longest product as far as like drugstore that I've used in my entire life. The only thing that I use on my eyebrows, and I constantly repurchase, I don't even know how many of these I've gone through, is the e.l.f. Dip Brow. This is called the e.l.f. Brow and Liner kind of thing. I forgot the exact name. But this right here, the best $3 you're spending in your life. You do not need to get Anastasia Brow Dip. You don't need to do all of that. Get the e.l.f. lock and liner, whatever it's called. I'll make sure that I link everything down below so you'll know what I'm talking about. This is amazing. I have used it for years, ever since I started doing makeup. I don't even know how long ago. What is it, 2022? I started wearing makeup when I was like 13, so almost 10 years. I've been using this for a long time. So this is my favorite. That's what I have on my brows, and I wear the shade Espresso. Now we're gonna go ahead and conceal the brows. For concealing, personally, I absolutely love to use the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I love this concealer in general. You guys see me use it all the time, but I specifically love concealing under my eyebrows with it. It's like that perfect formula with creamy, slightly thicker, but also full coverage. So it's perfect for under the brows. And honestly, I just use the wand that it comes with and keep it pushing. Oh, actually, before I do that, we need to prime, because I have not primed. The primer that I personally love from the drugstore, they're all like similar but different. So two of them are from e.l.f. One is from Wet n Wild. The first one from e.l.f. is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. You guys have seen this literally everywhere. This is supposed to be like a Tatcha Silk Canvas dupe. Honestly, it kind of is. I love the Tatcha one. It's amazing. This, if you don't want to break the bank, e.l.f. Putty Primer is where it's at. Another e.l.f. primer that's amazing is the Power Grip Primer. This is supposed to be a dupe for the, what is it called? The Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. Love that primer. It's one of my favorite primers ever in life. The consistency of this is not my favorite. It's like extremely sticky. It doesn't apply as smoothly as the Milk Hydro Grip, but it does what it needs to do, okay? So the consistency is not my favorite, but the actual primer itself is great and works very well. So this is another amazing drugstore primer. And lastly, the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. This one is really good. It's extremely inexpensive. It's Wet n Wild. Great. I think it's like $4 or $5. It's very weird. It's like this marshmallowy kind of feel to the skin. Honestly, I think I might use this one today. So we'll go ahead and use that. So if you can see, I'm going to pump it out on my finger. So it looks like this. It's like this weird consistency. I don't even know how to describe it. And it's supposed to be like blurring and long wearing and moisturizing all at the same time. Very weird. And when you apply it on your skin, it feels so cooling. As you can see, it immediately like kind of not mattifies my skin, but it blurs it. But it doesn't feel like silicone. I hate those silicone-y primers. Those get on my nerve. I prefer primers that feel more like skincare. So that's why I really like this. It blurs my skin, it preps it for the makeup, but it doesn't feel like silicone or slippery. It's still like skincare moisturized base, which I absolutely love. So these three must-have primers, and like I said, I will make sure that I link all of these things down below so you guys can know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and conceal my brows really quickly, and then we will jump into the rest of the makeup. So as you can see, the brows are done. They are concealed, looking great. I love a concealed brow. It just always looks so much better in my opinion personally. But now we're gonna jump into foundations. I have 4 foundations that I'm gonna recommend. They're all from the drugstore. They are my favorite. So we're gonna start from more skin-like to full glam. We're gonna start with Oma Beauty by Sharon C. This foundation is so good. You can get this specific brand at Walmart. I believe they're only at Walmart right now, but this foundation is just beautiful. Medium buildable coverage, wears really, really well. Beautiful skin-like finish. It's infused with skin products, vitamin C, and hyaluronic acid. It's just a beautiful foundation overall. Oma Beauty is already a brand of its own, so Sharon came out with a more affordable version of Oma Beauty, which is why it's called Oma Beauty by Sharon C, and they have this at Walmart. Great, great, great foundation. Beautiful skin-like, wears well, medium buildable coverage. It's just a beautiful foundation, so I really like this one. The next foundation that I absolutely love is an old one, but it still is doing what it needs to do for the girls. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear 24-Hour Foundation. This, I mean, just wow. Like this, ever since it came out, I've always had this in my collection. I've repurchased it probably 2 times. It's a beautiful foundation. It is more skin-like. It does not feel heavy on the skin at all. This is a bit more fuller coverage. I would say it's medium to full coverage. It wears absolutely really, really well. The colors are gorgeous. I just don't know what else to say about it. It's a really, really good foundation. The next one I'm gonna talk about is a bit more full coverage. This is the Maybelline Superstay 30-Hour Foundation. Y'all, if you're looking to stay matte and have longevity and just look glam, this is where it's at. This is, I'm going for dinner, we're going for drinks, we're going out, we're going to like, you know, this is like a bit more of a, you know, up there foundation. So this is a great alternative for a more full coverage, long wearing foundation from the drugstore, in my opinion. I've worn it lots of times. I've had it in my collection for a while. I actually repurchased this last year. Obviously, as you can see, I haven't been using it that much, but I have so many foundations, you guys. I have so many products in general. So I try my best to stay in rotation and make sure everything's getting used, but this is definitely a oldie and still a favorite of mine. And last but not least, this is the ultimate glam, like ultimate glam, full coverage, long wearing. Your face is going to be like, you're gonna be it, okay? This is the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation with hyaluronic acid. This sounds like it's gonna be a super glowy foundation. It is not like that. I would say it's a more of like a satin, natural skin-like finish. But when I tell you the coverage, honey, the coverage is no joke. You guys have seen me I did a whole video on this foundation. I did a whole I think I did a wear test, more in-depth video on this foundation when it first launched, because it was sold out everywhere. As soon as Tati reviewed it, it was gone. So this foundation is beautiful. It's definitely more full glam, extremely full coverage. It wears really, really well though. I did wear this foundation mixed with my Shiseido for my mom's wedding. And when I tell you I had that makeup on for probably 15 plus hours and it still looked amazing at the end of the day, yeah. This is when you need someone to hold you down and you know you got a long day ahead and you need a beat face. This is the one to pick up. I'm not trying to be extremely full coverage today, so I'm probably going to go with these 2 foundations. I'm gonna mix them together. I've never mixed them together, so we're gonna mix those babies. You guys know I love to mix foundations. Before I do that, I am gonna put on the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. You guys know I absolutely love this. This is a dupe, definitely a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. So if you've been wanting to try that product out, definitely give the e.l.f. one a shot, because it is making Mrs. Charlotte, gotta run for her money, okay? Because girl, this product is nice. But yeah, I'm just gonna put this on just to kind of give me a nice glow to my base before we do foundation. As you can see, this product is definitely more of like a light coverage. This isn't even considered a foundation. It's more of like a a tint, like filter kind of product. So that's why I'm using it as a base and not as a foundation. But if you're like a super duper natural kind of girl and you love your skin to glow and like an everyday kind of look, this is a great product to check out, and it's super duper affordable. So now we can do the foundations. I'm gonna mix my Oma Beauty by Sharon C Flawless in Real Life foundation and my L'Oreal Infallible Wear. So that's what I'm gonna mix together. All right, so I've got the foundations on my hand. We're gonna mix them both. And we are just going to apply. You'll notice I'm not really a fan of like super duper thick foundations. Foundations like those I usually leave more for like full coverage, night out kind of vibes, you know? But on like a day-to-day kind of thing, I want my foundation to be very lightweight. Not light in coverage, but lightweight. There's a huge difference. So yeah, this concoction is gorgeous. I feel like the look is gonna end up being a bit more glam than what I want it to, but I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. But this base is basing. This base is basing, you guys. And then I'm just gonna go over my foundation to make sure I don't have any excess anywhere. Pick up that excess foundation on the skin. Now we're gonna go ahead and bronze before we do concealer. For bronzer or cream bronzer, you guys probably already know the only drugstore cream bronzer that I love and that I would recommend is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I wear mine in the shade Sunkissed. It's a gorgeous, beautiful, skin-like, slightly dewy kind of bronzer, but it has a lot of coverage, does not move your foundation around. It's overall just a really, really good product, and I do highly recommend it. And it's e.l.f. It's like $6, so come on now. You cannot beat that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this onto my face. I love like wearing my hair slicked back though. I just feel like it just snatches the face. It just makes you look so good. But it's not good to wear your hair like that a lot, so make sure, you know, you're not doing it often. Like you gotta wear your hair down, do different styles. Make sure you're not breaking your hair. If you guys had to only pick one drugstore brand to use for the rest of your life, I'm talking everything, skincare, makeup, everything. Like it has to cover absolutely everything. Just one. What would you pick? I want to know. I really want to know. I feel like that's a good question to ask people, especially if you're a makeup lover. Because let me tell you one thing. If you are an OG makeup girl, if you used to love makeup the way I do, like back in the day, like 2015, 2016, 2014, drugstore wasn't it. It was not it at all. Like, especially for us chocolate girls, us brown girls, it was not it. Like the drugstore was terrible as far as like shade selection, foundation, just everything they had. Like it was just trash. So we have came a long way, in my opinion, personally. It's about time. Honestly, now drugstore has more products. Sometimes I feel like drugstore has better products than high-end. It's crazy. It literally is insane. Bronzer is on. Now we're gonna move to concealers. I have 3 drugstore concealers that I feel are amazing and that I would recommend. And they're all really, really good, long-wearing, full coverage. It does what it needs to do. The 3 concealers, first, I'll go ahead and knock it out. You guys already know L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This concealer, so good, so good. Creamy, not thick, but it's a perfect consistency, like as far as like in between like liquidy and thick, full coverage, wears really well, has great colors. If you love Shape Tape, that kind of like coverage, L'Oreal Infallible is where it's at. Another one that gives amazing coverage, it is a bit more drying and more matte than the L'Oreal Infallible, is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. This is another really, really good drugstore concealer. It definitely is a super duper full coverage. It is a bit more on the matte side, so if you have oily skin, this will be a good option for you. Another good concealer that I would say is more medium coverage and is lightweight, a little bit more lightweight, is the Maybelline Instant, what is it? The Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. This is, y'all know, back in the day, you guys remember this. This is the concealer. This is a really good one. I wear mine in the shade 146 Tan, In the CoverGirl, I wear the shade Caramel, and in L'Oreal, I wear the shade 415 Honey. So these are my top 3 drugstore concealers. I always use my L'Oreal Infallible, so I'm gonna go in with these 2. I'm gonna first start with the Maybelline Age Rewind. But yeah, this concealer is way more lightweight than the other 2 that I mentioned, which is why I prefer it on like more. It still gives you nice coverage. I think you can build it up to full for sure, but it's definitely way more lightweight. And then I'm gonna take the CoverGirl one, and this is more of like a highlight shade for me. So I'm gonna put that on the inner corners right here in the eye. As you can see, coverage is wild. I'm just going over my cream bronzer again. Make sure the edges are nice and blended with the concealer. Do not want any harsh lines. We do not do any harsh lines over here. Looks amazing. Like the base, you guys. Listen, look at this base. This base is basing. Like, it looks like I have a full face of high-end makeup on, and we don't. It's actually all drugstore. Now we are going to jump into cream blushes. You guys know I do all my cream products first, and then we do powders. So we're gonna jump into cream blush. You probably already know what I'm gonna talk about. If you have not tried these, girl, what you doing with your life? Where have you been? The e.l.f. Putty blushes. I have 3 of them. I have Bali, Tahiti, and what's this one called? Lord, I don't know what this one's called. It's like a peachy, corally color one. They're amazing. I love these cream blushes. They are so good. So good. I don't know what shade I'm gonna use. I think I'm gonna use this one. I haven't used this one in a while, but these are $6. They're amazing. Beautiful, beautiful cream blush formula. So we're just gonna go ahead and take this shade, which I think is really, really pretty. I forgot the name of it. It doesn't have it on the, normally has it on the packaging, but this one doesn't. But I got these from Target, but you can get e.l.f. pretty much anywhere. So, like, look at that. And even if it's like a shade that's a bit lighter, like, you would think it's not gonna go on your skin, but it's gonna show. Like, it's gonna show. This is such a beautiful, like, everyday, like, coral shade. It's not too much, just enough. And then this on your bare skin as well. Ooh, it looks so good. It looks good on bare skin. It looks good on, like, full face. You know, it looks good with everything. So love, 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 love this formula. Listen, tell me I don't look flushed. I look blushed. Blushed with color, like wit. What? This looks so good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my beauty blender and just go over everything. Make sure everything looks nice and blended before we go ahead and start setting the face. Now we're done with all the cream products. We're gonna jump into powders. I'm going to use cream. I'm gonna bronze first. So I'm gonna take my L'Oreal Infallible Matte Bronzer in the shade 500 Deep or Dark. 500 is a shade. It's the second to darkest shade. It looks like this. So we're gonna take this on a bronzer brush, and we're just gonna go over all the areas that I put that e.l.f. cream bronzer on, just to make sure we set it so it does not move at all. This is a really, really, really good drugstore bronzer. The color, I feel like, goes on a little darker than what it appears on the pan, so, but it builds really, really nicely. And I really like this shade specifically because it's not too red, but it's not too neutral. It's like a nice in between, which I personally love. I'm gonna show you guys something that is not new, but I don't think I've ever talked about it on this channel. You can get it at Ulta. I think it's like $8. It is a powder foundation, and this is by the brand Aquasurance. If you've never, ever, ever heard of this brand, you need to try it. Their powder foundations are absolutely amazing. Gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. Full coverage, smoothing velvety looking, like just amazing. Definitely can be comparable to high-end powder foundations, and they're only like $8, and you can get them at Ulta. They go on sale all the time for like $5, so that's when I snatched it up. So the shade that I'm going to be using is Honey, which looks like this. You guys know I love that like yellow kind of neutral kind of shade to set under my eyes. I just feel like it goes well with my skin. So I'm going to take my Makeup Forever puff like I have been doing. We're going to go in and just do the same technique that I have been doing lately that has been making my face look very smooth and flawless. Oh, it looks so nice and smoothing. Like, I cannot. And you guys remember, I'm doing this before I actually bake. So this is adding another layer of coverage while also setting the face and making sure all the liquids don't move or go anywhere. So tell me this does not look like a full face of Sephora. Tell me right now. Like, come on now. Everything I have used is drugstore. That's what I'm telling you. This video, y'all better save this video and y'all better go pick up everything that I talk about, because I will not, like I said, I will not steer you wrong. So before we bake, I'm gonna go ahead and do blush. We're gonna use this e.l.f. Matte blush in the shade Always Fiery. This is a really, really good blush. I don't care for the square ones. The ones that I like from e.l.f. are the ones in this like circle pan. These are the best blushes. They're super inexpensive, and you guys know I love a good coral shade. So I'm just gonna take this, and they're super pigmented, so a little goes a long way. Like, do you see that? Like, woo, crazy. I have not used this blush in so long. Oh my God. Ooh, okay, we're getting crazy. We're getting crazy. Lawreen, you need to back up, back up. All right, let's back up. Let's back up. We do not want to turn into a clown. Like, I literally have to pep talk myself from like not overdoing blush, because it goes from 0 to 100 very quickly. Like, very, very quickly, as you can see, as I'm still applying blush. We are blushing. Now we're gonna go ahead and bake. Let me tell you guys, this is a secret. It's not a secret, but this translucent powder is from the gods. It is so inexpensive. It is the most blurring, lightweight, finely milded, loose translucent powder I have ever tried in my life, and honestly, you can get it for like $3. It's crazy. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Banana Setting Powder. Y'all, when I tell you run, don't walk, if there's anything you can get from this video, pick this powder up. When I tell you it is game changer, I have been using this powder for years. Like, this powder is always in my collection. If I run out of it, I'm going to repurchase it. You probably don't see me use it on camera that much, but trust me, honey, it is loved and it is used. So when I tell you guys this powder, literally no joke, insane. I also kind of like to go over my brows with the powder just to kind of tone them down a little bit. That's a cool trick that you should do, or you can do, I guess, is a better lack of words. Whew, listen, when I wipe this off, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. As you can see, my face is powdered down. Like, we are powdered down. I have powder all over my tank top, my chest, everything. Okay, the face is powdered, set, baked. Like, we're not moving, we're not going anywhere. Let me brush this powder off of my brows. So at this point, this is when I would spray setting spray to bring my skin back to life, because it looks extremely dry. So my favorite, one of my favorite drugstore setting mists, you guys know this. This is a great setting mist. It, I believe, should be in everyone's collection, especially if you like makeup. It's the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. You can get this at Ulta. I don't know if they have it at other stores, but Ulta does sell drugstore products. But Morphe, I don't know if I would consider Morphe. I would consider Morphe Drugstore. So the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, I'm just gonna spray that to kind of bring my skin back together because we need it. Tell me this does not look like a flawless face. Like, I haven't done anything in my eyes. As you can see, this is the base. I sprayed my face, let it dry. Look at this. We are sitting. The skin is sitting, looks flawless, full coverage, feels like nothing on my skin because everything that I'm wearing, I layered, and I'm using lightweight products. The foundations that I mix, they're both skin-like foundations. Wow. I mean, I gotta give myself a pat on the back. I feel like when it comes to a base, I've got it down packed. Regardless of what products I'm using, I will find a way to make my base be absolutely flawless because this looks amazing. You cannot tell me this does not look like a full face of expensive products, but it's not. It's all drugstore. So we're pretty much done with the face. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the eyes. Some eyeshadows. I have 2 eyeshadows I'm gonna recommend. The first one's eyeshadows, I feel like is where it's a little lackluster when it comes to the drugstore. That's not my go-to place when it comes to eyeshadows, but these 2 things I'm gonna show you, if I had to do eyeshadow from drugstore, is what I would do because they're actually really, really well. The first ones are the e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow Quads. These are so good. They're like $3. They have a bunch of different color stories. Like, look at that. They have shimmers and mattes. Beautiful, beautiful color stories. They have a bunch of products to choose from. These are absolutely really, really nice. They're easy to travel with, super duper small, compact. They give you shades that work well all together. So this next eyeshadow palette, I have to throw it in. If you are a true makeup lover and you've been in the game for a while, you're gonna know what this is. This is gonna be a very old, like reminiscent. This is the Maybelline City Mini Palette by Shayla. Do you guys remember when she collabed with this? Like, you guys are Shayla fan? Do you watch Makeup by Shayla? Y'all, let me tell you a little backstory. That is the first ever influencer, YouTuber that I ever met. I met her when I was 16 years old. I will, cannot believe I'm doing this. I will put a picture up here, probably if I can find it, of me meeting her. I was like, starstruck. I've been following Shayla since I was like 14 years old, almost 10 years. That's kind of wild. And she was the first influencer makeup artist guru that I ever met. She did a meet and greet with Makeup Forever here in Perimeter Mall, and I got my aunt to take me, and I was so excited. So excited. She's always been one of my favorite influencers, and I've just followed her through her journey. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this was her first ever collab. And y'all, when I tell you, this little eyeshadow palette she came out with Maybelline, listen, it's what the drugstore needed at that time. It literally has everything. It has beautiful, like, bronzy gold shade, a beautiful gold shimmer. There is a matte, like 3 mattes. So you have a brown, you have a more nude matte, you have a black matte, and then you also have a pop of color, that purple, because if you know her, I believe her favorite shade is purple. Her favorite color is purple overall. So this was her first ever collab. Yes, I still have it. And I'm about to use it because I just want to go back. I want to go back to those good old days when life was just fun and makeup was fun and bills weren't existing and I was just living my best life, being 15, and you know how that goes. But yes, this is an oldie but a goodie palette. That's why I was saying the Maybelline Mini City palettes that look like these, the quality in there are usually pretty good. So if I had to pick the e.l.f. quads and the Maybelline Mini City palettes are really, really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and create an eye look really quickly, and then I'll be right back. And we are gonna do the lips and we'll be done. All right, as you can see, the eyes are done. They look absolutely beautiful. This is a gorgeous, like, everyday, bronzy, really pretty shimmery eye, all using the Maybelline City Mini Palette by Shayla, which came out years ago. Comment down below, let me know if you guys bought this when it came out, if you still have it. I want to know. Let me see. I cannot be the only one. I know I'm not the only one. This is still a banger. Mascara, I don't have a drugstore mascara with me, but I can recommend some. There's 2 that I love. I love the Maybelline Big Shot Mascara. I'll insert a picture here. It's like in that gold, it's in the gold tube with the purple packaging. And I also love the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, which is in that pink bottle. So I'll put those pictures up here. This is definitely my favorite drugstore mascaras. I would highly recommend those out. As far as highlighter goes, my favorite highlighters are from two brands. My favorites are going to be from Wet n Wild. Their highlighters, the Wet n Wild formulas, are beautiful. They remind me of the Dior formulas. They're very silky, very buttery, very, very pigmented. You can build it up, but you can also make it nice and soft and sheer. Their highlighters are absolutely beautiful and they're so inexpensive, as well as the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighters. You guys know those. They're super duper blinding, so if you're into that look, that's a really, really good highlighter to have. I do have both of them. I just don't want to go grab it, but right now I have the e.l.f. one. I don't know if I want to put highlighter on. Do I want to? I kind of like the matte-ness of the face. Do we highlight? Do we not? Let's put some highlighter on. Let's put some highlighter on. So I'm going to use the Wet n Wild highlighter in, what shade is this? This is the shade Illuminati. It's like a gold, peachy, pinky kind of color. It's really pretty. So I'm just going to apply that to the high points of the face. Like, as you can see, it's a beautiful highlight. You can easily build it up, but I want it to be a bit more on the softer side of things. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous formula. It doesn't accentuate texture. It's very smoothing, very blinding, but still soft and creamy, and just like blends into the skin. I love this highlighter so much. Now we're gonna move to the lips. I do wanna do a glossy lip. I don't have a lipstick to recommend. I don't think I've really tried a lot of drugstore lipsticks. If I had to recommend it from old formulas, like what I used to remember, I really like the Maybelline lipsticks in the nude, you know, the nude packaging. I'll try to insert a picture. I remember I really used to like those, but I don't have any more on hand. But that's okay, because we're just gonna do a gloss. We're gonna keep it simple and do a gloss. So I have two lip glosses that I would recommend from the drugstore that my absolute favorites and that you need to have in your life. The first one is going to be the Maybelline Lifter Lip Gloss. What is this called? Yeah, the Lifter Lip Gloss. This lip gloss is amazing. They have lots of shades, beautiful formula, not sticky, very, very shiny. Makes your lips look really, really juicy, but it's not like sticky. Absolutely love this drugstore lip gloss. Beautiful formula. Definitely a pigmented lip gloss, so the color is there when you apply it, so it's not like sheer at all, but it feels so comfortable on the lips. I absolutely love it so much. Next lip gloss that I absolutely love and I just recommend everyone to have is the NYX Butter Gloss. The NYX Butter Glosses you cannot go wrong with. They have tons of shades, beautiful formula, very, very smooth, shiny on the lips. They're not super duper sticky. Like, my thing with lip glosses, I hate lip glosses that are sticky or that leave that weird, like, you know, white thing on your lips. These two, not gonna do that to you. They wear off really, really nicely. You can reapply. They last a long time too. So I think, what do I want to do? I do have a lip product to recommend as well. It's not a lipstick, but it's a liquid lip. The NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, y'all. Actually, you know what? While we're on this, I'm gonna use this. This is what I'm gonna use. I absolutely love the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. My favorite liquid lip formula in the drugstore, period. Like, period. I know Milani has liquid lips. Those are cool, but this formula, undefeated. Like, I don't know what they put in this, but it's so comfortable on the lips. It does not wear off. You can reapply. It's not super, super sticky. It doesn't make your lips feel dry. I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna actually be using the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. And for lip liner, you can get this at Ulta. This is the LA Girl Shockwave Nude Lip Liner in the shade Chai Latte. This is amazing, amazing, amazing. My favorite drugstore lip liner, and it's like $2. Y'all, it's $2. I'm telling you, this video, I told y'all I was gonna give it to y'all. I told you guys I'll put you on. I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips and apply the NYX lip cream. Like, look at how creamy this lip liner is, and it's such a beautiful color. If you're looking for a brown drugstore lip liner, honestly, this is one of my favorite liners compared to all the other ones I have. The Shockwave lip liners by LA Girl, Chai Latte. You will thank me later. Pick it up. Lips are lined and looking divine. They look great. Now we're gonna take the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, and I'm just going to dab that on the center and just pat it out. And they smell so good. They smell like caramel. Drugstore nude lip combo right here. LA Girl Chai Latte Liner and NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. Literally perfect nude, brown girl friendly, chocolate girl friendly lip combo. Under 10 bucks. Honestly, under like $7. You're welcome. Lastly, to finish everything off, we have to set the face, of course. Make sure this beautiful baby lasts. My favorite drugstore setting spray outside of the Morphe Continuous Mist has to be the Milani Make It Last setting spray. This is the 16-hour wear setting spray. I got this jumbo size because they had it at Walmart a while back when they had like this collaboration with the influencer, and I was like, oh, I need that in my life because I'm tired of buying the little ones. So this setting spray I've been using for years. Back in high school, this was my go-to. Like, this is it. Like, if you're looking for a long wearing setting spray from the drugstore, Make It Last by Milani is really good. I also like the e.l.f. What is it called? It's the e.l.f. Long Lasting Setting Spray. It's like in a green tube. I'll put a picture up here. That one's really nice. Has a really nice fine mist as well, so it comes out super duper nice. And it's very, very long wearing. So those two are my favorite, but this one, hands down, is my absolute favorite. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set my face. The spray on this one isn't as fine as the e.l.f., but the formula, the setting spray itself, it's gonna do what it needs to do. Alrighty, you guys, that is it. This is my final face using all drugstore products. My absolute favorite, hands down, drugstore products to have. I'm so happy I got to do this video. It's been such a long time. I don't even know if I've done a full face of drugstore before. I'm pretty sure I have, but this was legit full face. I'm talking from A to Z. Like, you guys saw me do everything. I recommended my favorite products to you guys, gave you guys different options, alternatives. I will make sure that I link every single product that I mentioned down below. I'll separate it into categories to make it easier for you guys. So I'll do like base, eyes, lips, all of that. So you guys, if you want to see what I used on my face, what I recommend, my top favorite drugstore must-have products, make sure you check that description box down below and use that link to pick up some items, because you guys, I'm telling you, if there's anything that you've seen in this video that, you know, that sparked your, you know, your little interest, pick it up because it's really good. I will not recommend products that I do not like. I will not recommend products that I do not approve. And honey, I approve every single one of these products I've used. I've been using them for years, since God knows I don't even know how long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up for more makeup tutorials or just more beauty content from me. If you're not subscribed, girl, make sure you scroll down and tap that subscribe button so we can get to 6,000, because we're super duper close. My goal is to get to 10,000 before January 1st, before 2023. So let's make that happen. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below and let me know what else you would love to see next for me. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.